Well, guys, we are back here for another video. And unfortunately, we are talking about Simon and Porsha. Now, the last video I did, we had talked about Simon wasn't going to pay, honey. I told y'all that the man wasn't paying. Well, I guess since them payments ain't been coming, Porsha done finally figured it out. Now, what dingbat would have thought that a man that has been deported from the country that she lives in is going to run her ass a check back? Listen, the title of this video is When Being a Thought Goes Extremely Wrong. Y'all, let's get into this video because Porsha Williams is fighting for her life for a man she wanted to be divorced from, in which she is. But for some reason, it seems like she married him to try to get a leg up on finances. But it didn't work out like that because Simon is over in Dubai living his best life while Porsha is over here struggling trying to get payments that ain't coming. Let's get into it.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Got the scoop on lock, spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell cause the tea don't stop.
Baby, when being a thought goes extremely wrong, because I don't think it was supposed to work out like this, but it did. So Porsha is asking the judge to hold her ex deadbeat in contempt. I wouldn't call him a deadbeat, ma'am. He does not have any children by you, nor is he responsible for taking care of you. You knew exactly what you were doing when you married him. It didn't work out. This is a clear example of how y'all know she really never liked this man, because people who get a divorce want to go and live their lives. It's not like they had children or anything together, but this thought is fighting for her entire life to keep a house that she can't even afford with her own salary. Get the hell up out of here. So let's get into it. Now, this is coming from TMZ. Now, with regards to what I am finding here, let's get back. Okay, I think we're going to go kind of talk about this a little bit backwards. Okay, so let's get into it. So we know that the divorce has been closed. These fools are divorced, okay? Now, Simon has filed an appeal because he objects the judge's decision. We kind of talked about that, and he really talked about that, he feel as though that, it should have been overturned. He said he didn't have the money, yada, 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 yada. And I may want to say this. I'm not team either one of these people, because what I have learned, although Porsha definitely wanted this man for the money, I feel like he probably wanted her for her celebrity. I just feel that way because I don't feel like Simon is dumb by far. Now, Porsha is saying that her ex-husband owes her a small fortune, and she is asking a judge to hold him in contempt for falling behind on payments to the tune of nearly $700,000, which is funny because I told y'all that he wasn't going to pay. I told y'all that he wasn't paying. Now, I guess it hit Porsha's little brain that he's not paying because the checks ain't coming in, right? The Real Housewives of Atlanta star, she ain't really a star to me because, girl, you gave nothing. With everything that was going on in your life, you gave absolutely nothing. She has filed legal documents Thursday claiming that Simon Guobadia, the man she married in 2022, we're only in 2025, and recently finalized her divorce from back in June, owes her marital residence expenses, alimony payments, attorney fees, and property taxes. And like I told y'all, he ain't paying. Very interesting to go through all of this. You are all on social media acting like you won something to really not win anything. And y'all was in the comments like, she won, she won. Do y'all really think I just do these damn videos just to make shit up? She won nothing because there is no jurisdiction that can enforce anything. What did she win? Nothing. Williams calls Guobadia's non-payment a knowing intentional and ongoing disregard for the court's authority and the final judgment it issued. So, by Porsha being a bird brain, the court's authority means nothing to him. He doesn't live in the United States, bird brain. Maybe at some point that will catch up to the little brain she has. In total, Porsha says Simon owes her $667,359.55, of which she will never receive. A whopping sum Porsha says Simon can satisfy by giving up his share of equity in their former marital home. I would never let a man know that I wanted something so bad. It is clear and it is very obvious that she cannot get a damn house on her own because she is fighting for this one. And this is really crazy. Girl, you have no means to get a house equal or just about on your own. You are fighting your entire life and you looking real stupid, okay? Now, if we remember, Porsha filed for divorce from Simon back in February 2024. Now, this was just a year or so after they got married. Girl, you couldn't weather any storms. Now, the divorce filing um, after the divorce was finalized. We know that Simon was deported a few months before that. Okay. Now, what that means is, girl, what jurisdiction? She keeps talking about the court. What court? Now, we know that Simon was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement in January, and shortly after, Porsha shared a social media post. And what she said, it was disheartening to see my estranged husband make choices that has led to this outcome. At this moment, my priority is moving forward with my family. See, she continued to take shots at this man even when he got deported. She did the most. And now you looking real stupid, because this is another thing y'all should understand. All the other wives that he had, he actually followed the prenuptial agreement. Not with this one right here. Not with this one. She did too much. See, she thought she was smarter than him. And us YouTubers tried to tell her, nah, ma'am. He's been around longer than you. He's been doing this longer than you. You thought you can outsmart him, and now you're looking like an idiot. Now, let's get into it, because Simon is spilling tea as well. Now, in court documents obtained by U.S. Magazine, Simon came prepared, and he alleges that Porsha earned approximately $8 million to $9 million in 2024 from her talent deal with NBC Universal. He's using this claim to argue that the Real Housewives of Atlanta star doesn't need the healthy spousal support that the court awarded her. Simon's legal team is determined to overturn the prenuptial enforcement, arguing Porsha undisclosed income during negotiations invalidates the initial agreement. Now, this is one of the things that it said in there, that she wouldn't work. Now, I know some people were saying that she did do some stuff. Y'all have to understand, the Porsha Family Matters show, they were not married, okay? Now, with her doing the other thing, I thought she had did one other thing. Maybe this was something that they had agreed. I don't know. But he's saying, listen, I would have never agreed to give this THOT $8,000 to $9,000. I agreed to give her the salary that I agreed to give her simply because she didn't have an income. So I believe definitely he has something that may work in his favor. Now, keep in mind, if he never pays her, there is no jurisdiction that can enforce anything. So I don't understand why Porsha's wasting money that she doesn't have, because allegedly what they've been saying is that not only did her lawyer put a lien on the property because she couldn't afford to pay her attorney fees because he still was owed money. She thought Simon was actually going to pay it because she's a cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. So not only did her lawyer file a lien, we know that Simon's lawyer filed a lien. So it's like, girl, give this up. Find you a house that you like, that your broke ass can pay for, and stop bringing all of these actions against a man who don't even live in the country. You look like a bird brain. Okay, this is just too much. Now, Now, what Simon is claiming is that Porsha's return to Real Housewives of Atlanta was a calculated move. And had he known that she would be back on Bravo, he wouldn't have agreed to the terms of the prenup and also splitting the equity in his $7 million property. Now, if y'all recall, the $7 million property that Porsha is living in now is a property that he bought when he divorced from Fallon. Now, he also put, I believe it was $2.5 million on that property. Now, this was all his money. So he's saying, listen, if I had known, this hoe was going to go back to work and make 8 to 9 million, I would have never agreed to pay her $40,000 a month, nor split the equity in my home. I think he has a very good case, but here's the deal. If for some reason it don't work, he ain't paying you anyway. So it's like, girl, he gonna win either way. Now, everybody was saying, making all these videos saying, Porsha won, Porsha won. That's like me winning the lottery. And then when I take the lottery tickets up there to turn it in, they say, ma'am, we ain't giving you shit. That's exactly what Porsha won. So, what did Porsha win? Let's get into it. Porsha was supposed to receive $40,000 a month, up to, I believe it was 3 years or 2 years. I could be wrong. It don't matter, 3 or 2. She ain't getting it for one because he ain't paying it. Now, one of the other things she would have gotten is she would have gotten the opportunity to refinance. I shouldn't say refinance. She would have been given the opportunity to purchase this property into her name. Okay. She had 3 years to do so, and that goes from the time she filed for the divorce. So, roughly, I don't know, 2 years or maybe almost 2 years, something like that. Now, on top of that, she could get $40,000 a month that he was paying her in spousal support or whatever you call it. Okay, so she had a lot to lose in that prenuptial agreement. And if you guys were in court like me, you know, what I also learned is there was a Rolls Royce that Simon had gifted her. He was supposed to pay that car in full and put it in her name. It ain't happened. What I learned in court is that the damn plates hadn't even been updated, so she can't even drive that sucker. So it's given like, girl, get the hell out of his house. Go get your own stuff. Is it really that rough for you right now that you are really looking like a fool right now? So those are the things that she missed out on. Not to mention, Simon was responsible for paying $224,000 in her legal expenses. Okay. She ain't getting shot. Okay. Now, let's not forget, Simon has his own individual suit against Porsha that is in federal court. Now, he's seeking at least $500,000 in damages. Now, if you guys don't remember why, Simon is suing Porsha in a separate defamation lawsuit. And this was filed. They're reporting incorrect information because this says that it was filed after their divorce was finalized. That is not true. So this defamation lawsuit that Simon filed, it was filed before their divorce. Okay, so that's not true. I know because I already looked that up. So Simon is suing her for the erectile dysfunction claims that she made. And he's just, he's suing her because he's saying that it affected his, business, livelihood, and things of that nature. So listen, what do I think? I think that Porsha is in the number 2 marriage that she got played. You definitely got played. And here's the deal. Women or whoever you are out there, stop thinking that your box is a prize because they all out here and they giving them away. Porsha thought that she can sell her ran through one that everybody done had and that she was a prize. She was never a prize because, girl, you've been around these streets and you've been getting wore out and chopped up in these streets. They talk about you like that. So it must be true. Okay. The thing of it is, girl, you never loved this man. This was a financial scheme that Tamar set up, because we're not using Todd name no more. We using Tamar, okay? That Tamar Braxton set up, okay? So Porsha thought that she was going to use this marriage because of her last marriage. She didn't get shit, and she got the very same thing that she got in her last marriage. So what Porsha should have did is kept her previous home that she's selling, thinking she's going to get a mortgage on this one. But I'm here to tell y'all, all of this is going to fall flat. And the reason it is going to fall flat is because Porsha is a low down, dirty person. Now, I'm not saying that Simon is this great person, but you are a lady, and at some times you should probably carry yourself like one. But the going back in the forth, and constantly keeping up this stuff with, you want the house, you want the house. Buy your own house. It's hard out here in these streets, ain't it? Unless you selling that puss, I guess. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Again, I was not going to talk about this. Y'all been asking me, and this is all I got. Again, he ain't paying it. He ain't going to never pay it. Give it up. Get your life together. Move on, girl.